We are live.
Namaste. You can introduce Disha.
Namaste, namaste, ma'am. Namaste, all. So, namaste and a very warm welcome to the concluding lecture on the My Bharat National Youth Campaign 2025. I am Dr. Vanishri Sriram. I am a proud volunteer of Disha Bharat, and as well I am a professor at Sri Ramachandra Medical College, Community Medicine Department, and I am also State Secretary of National Medicos Organization. This is an organization striving, national level organization striving to get medical students into the field. So our mission is a nation service through community service, health service. So thanks for the opportunity to introduce Vishaka Hari ma'am. Dear friends, about Disha Bharat, what began as a humble initiative to instill values within the four walls of a classroom has, over the past 22 years, it's blossomed into a transformative movement on values for values. Disha Bharat has organically grown its presence across five states, namely Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Gujarat, and Andhra Pradesh, deeply rooted in the ideals of integrity, quality, commitment, and patriotism. Our mission remains steadfast to build a value based, culturally grounded, and character driven youth across India. With every step, we move closer to realizing our dream of becoming a truly pan India organization. One of our proudest contributions to this mission is My Bharat, our annual flagship campaign that for the past 6 years has stirred hearts, inspired minds, and ignited patriotism in lakhs of students and youth across the globe through its thought provoking initiatives. It is only fitting that this year's enriching lecture series concludes on a high note with a deeply insightful and elevating talk by none other than Dr. Vishaka Hari, a name synonymous with wisdom, grace, and devotion. It is truly my honor and privilege to introduce her to all of you.
Namaste.
Srimati Vishaka Hari ma'am is an acclaimed Harikatha exponent, celebrated for her captivating blend of Carnatic music, expressive storytelling, and deep spiritual insights. Trained in music under the legendary violin maestro Sri Lalgudi Ji Jayaraman sir, and initiated into Harikatha by her revered guru and father-in-law Sri Krishna Premi Swamigal, fondly called as Sri Anna, and then her husband by Sri Hariji. She brings to life the timeless wisdom of the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Puranas with a style that resonates across generations. She is the founder of the Vijayashri School of Harikatha. She has mentored numerous students, ensuring the preservation and evolution of this sacred art form. Her performances have graced prestigious stages worldwide, from the Music Academy in Chennai to venues across US, UK, and Australia. Her outstanding contributions have been recognized with many honors, including the Kalaimamani Award by the Tamil Nadu government, cementing her place as one of the foremost torchbearers of Harikatha today. Her approach to Harikatha, incorporating contemporary themes while staying true to traditional narratives, has garnered widespread acclaim. She has released numerous audio and video recordings, making the ancient art form accessible to a global audience. Welcome you, ma'am. We have also heard many of her speeches. It has both nation and spirituality as two eyes. So both Sri Anna also in his talks always mentions about nation first, and ma'am continues the wisdom. Thank you for accepting to be part of our thing, ma'am. Thank you so much. Please, over to you, ma'am.
Namaste. Very, very delighted and happy to be part of this My Bharat initiative 2025 edition. Today's topic is Footprints of India, Bharat's rich contribution to soft power in terms of soft power and how it has a global impact and how it is globally perceived. And I've also been given the second part of the topic where it says, what should youth do as ambassadors of this great legacy? So let me first explain what soft power is, because we have to understand that power can be of two types. It is of different types, but basically of two types: hard power and soft power. Hard power is what we are seeing around us throughout the world. Any country goes and then bombs another country, no other nation to even question why this is happening. How on earth can you do this? Nobody is able to question anything. So using the military force, using the economic force, doing this is hard power. But whereas Soft power means one country's ability to influence or impact or inspire other country using the country's culture, heritage, ethos, why even cuisine, food, spirituality, philosophy, ideologies. So this soft power is winning the hearts of people, not winning battles. It's rather winning the hearts and not winning battles and territories. So, as regards Bharat's soft power, it is very, very deep rooted, very, very ancient. And we have always seen that in Bharatiya civilization, countries and careers have been built not by exercising any power or control or dominance or authority over other territories, but by its beautiful value based approach, by its cultural approach. So it basically goes on the principle of commanding respect and not demanding respect. So, as a Harikatha artist, I would like to begin the talk with two anecdotes, one from Ramayana, one from Bhagavat, where the ideology of Bharat is presented as the soft power. The soft power of Bharat is the ideology of Bharat itself, the dharmic aspect. If you look in Ramayana, Rama goes and kills Ravana. There are so many people who are twisting and giving a false narrative to this Rama conquering Ravana as racism, as religion and caste and creed and so many other myths. But where is the question of racism at all? Because if Rama killed Ravana, whom did he coronate? He coronates Ravana's own brother Vibhishana. He does not coronate himself or Lakshmana or somebody from Ayodhya. He does not annex and take Sri Lanka into his own territory. So, where is the question of racism? Because he coronates Ravana's own brother who belonged to the same Rakshasa clan. And one more thing, we always worship Ravana's wife Mandodari as one of the Panchakanyakas, along with Sita, Rama's wife, along with Tara, along with Ahalya, Draupadi, we have Mandodari. And Rakshasa Patni is worshipped every morning by all people in India or all over the globe, those who are Indians. Now, where is the question of racism? So basically, the ideological aspect of Bharat's civilization is only dharma, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, gender. Look at the individual traits. You can belong to the Asura Kula. Prahlada was an Asura Balaka. Still, he is called as Prahlada Alvan. Indra's son is Jayanta, but you don't call him Deva, you call him Kakasura. So we look at each individual's guna or dosha, virtue and vice. So Rama, likewise, he does not annex, he kills Vali. Did he take Kishkinda into his territory? No, he made Sugriva the king. Likewise, in Bhagavat, Krishna, he kills Narakasura. Does he take Pragjotishapura somewhere in the outskirts of Assam border, northeast border, it is supposed to be there? He coronates the son of Narakasura. He made Bhima kill Jarasandha. He coronates the son of Jarasandha, Sahadeva. He killed Kamsa. He coronates whom does he make as the king? Kamsa's own father, Ugrasena, who was imprisoned by Kamsa himself. We have seen rulers, Mughal rulers in India, imprisoning their own fathers and killing their own fathers for the sake of throne. That is not new. It begins from Krishna's story, from Kamsa's story. So if you see Bharat's civilizational history, the first thing that we learn is rule through soft power. Don't use hard power, military force unethically. And killing or assassination should be done only for the sake of establishing dharma. So you kill Ravana because he was an unethical leader. Kill Vali because he was an unethical leader. Kill Kamsa because he was an unethical leader. So all this goes only by ethics. So the first thing that India contributes to the world through its rich soft power is the ideology called dharma. Dharma. That is very, very important. This is the biggest contribution of India, Bharat, to the world. The world nations look up to Bharat because Bharat teaches dharma and adharma. So that is how we have the next second soft. First soft power is ideology. Second soft power is philosophy, spiritual practices, yoga. If you look at how Vivekananda Swami went globally, he had that respect, and all spiritual seekers came to Vivekananda. Not only in Advaita, Dvaita, Visishta Advaita, Shuddha Advaita, Achintya Veda, Veda, there are so many philosophies in India, darshanas, margas, where spiritual seekers, today you see there are more foreigners as spiritual seekers thronging in India temple towns to have some bliss. They have everything there in their own hometowns in US or in the Midland Europe or in Australia or everywhere. They have big houses, palatial houses, huge swimming pools, but nothing can satisfy your inner soul. That is where India comes into the picture of the global scenario, where it has inspired even leaders like King Martin Luther, Nelson Mandela recently. All of them have said that we are inspired by India's spirituality, India's philosophies. Why even Buddhism and Jainism have been born in this land, in Bharat. So it has contributed to the inner peace, which is most important in this transactional world. So if you see all the other countries, when they concentrate on physical well-being and comforts, Bharat has always concentrated on mental well-being. And that is where we should concentrate also upon yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga. Yoga is not just for physical fitness. The very definition of yogaha is chitta vritti nirodha, taming the mind, calming the mind. And we have so many practices for calming the mind. One of it is the beautiful Nadopasana Marga, where you just chant Ram, 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 or just Om, 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 Om. Your mind becomes so blissful. It just tapers down. All the waves, they become calm. So that is the best contribution of Bharat to the world. What else do you need? Because the mind, to tame the mind and bring it in your control. Tyagaraja Swami says, Manasu Swadhinama, if you tame the mind, you have the world in your hands. The world is in your hands if you control your mind. Today we have International Yoga Day being celebrated across nations. And I can see that there are so many Germans and Russians and other foreigners teaching Indians yoga. So better we Bharatiyas learn it, and as Vishwagurus, Bharat's contribution, the beautiful contribution towards all other nations is yoga, spirituality. If you look at say, let's compare the soft power of other countries for a minute. Let's keep aside the ideology, dharmic aspect we have dealt, spirituality, philosophical aspect we have also finished. Just doing a prokshana. Let us compare the other nations. What is the soft power of America? For a minute, if you can think, what comes into your mind? Fast food. America's fast food chain retail, it has reached every Indian village. You won't believe, in rural villages, children are eating pizzas and pastas. Why children? Adults are also eating pizzas and pastas. And is it good for health? $1 million question. There are so many other countries like that. Japan's soft power comes from advanced technology in martial arts, animation, anime. And France, when you think of France, the soft power comes from that romantic image of France, the Eiffel Tower, and that historicity, that fashion and fine dining experience. Everybody wants to go to France. Why? Nobody knows. After they lose their purse and wallets, they'll come back and then say, this happened. So if you just look at UK, you can connect it with BBC, how it brings, how it actually shapes public opinion. education, Oxford, Cambridge, the royal families. You can connect all this. India has all of this and the best of these. Ignoring all, if you just the bad aspects means the if you just delete the bad aspects and have the good aspects, everything France fine dining experience comes from Indian roots. UK's probably the education system comes from the Indian Sanskrit libraries. South Korean waves music. See, people want to learn. But today, children want to learn Korean language. And I asked a child, why do you want to learn Korean language in India? How does it make sense? I want to watch the Korean series. So I'm so addicted with the Korean series. It's a South Korean wave. It's called the South music and Korean music and K-pop and all that. No, you immediately want to even learn the language of another nation. So India, just imagine if we can explore all of this and bring it beautifully, glorify it. Say, for example, literature and language. We are talking of Oxford and Cambridge. Our India, Sanskrit is the mother language, mother of all languages, mother language of all languages, and it has formed and shaped many global tongues. So many other languages have come from Sanskrit. So we can bring our Indian narratives, which are value-based narratives. If you look at all other nations, the literature might be nice. Of course, it is nice. It's very beautiful. We appreciate. We have mutual admiration for all other countries. But if you look at Bharat's literature, if you place it in the world map, it has one of the best literature which has not been explored. We have bidirectional palindromes, kavyas, alankaras, shastras, which have all been translated into other foreign languages. You'll be surprised if I told you the maximum number of foreign languages translation, which Grantha has, which work has Bhagavad Gita and Ramayana. That has the maximum number of foreign languages translations. So, with the digital space now occupying more importance, I think if we can bring the Indian literature as soft power, Indian languages, regional languages as soft power, the great words in every India, there is no other nation that can boast of so many languages as India, so much variety as India, so many different cultures as India. Bharat has so many different eatables, food also. It's so different. And the real unity in diversity shines only in Bharat. So we have gone through the ideological aspect of dharmic aspect as soft power, spiritual practices and yoga and philosophies as soft power, literature and languages as soft power, arts, cultural arts and aesthetics. This is where we have to definitely concentrate and bring out Bharat's best. Because Bharat has had 64 art forms. It is called Chatushashti Kala. Where are they? Each one is being destroyed. 64 art forms, Chatushashti Kala. As such, if we can develop today with the digital AI, artificial intelligence, 64 can become 640 and 6,400 art forms if Bharat can concentrate on those art forms. Because if we concentrate on this in turn boosts tourism. That is what other nations are doing. How does tourism get boosted? With just one line mermaid, with just one waterfall from the mouth, the countries are doing tourism so well. India has such magical places which are filled with spiritual fervor. Just the Ganges. What a magical river. Narmada. So many beautiful places. Maheshwar. So many palaces. So many temple towns. So many beautiful, the Himalayas, the mountains. So many hills. The way we can boost tourism, that is a soft power. The interest in learning the different regional languages and placing India on the global map, creating a beautiful, warm cultural relationship, healthy emotional connection. So it's not a very, very kind of cold war going between the different nations. It's bringing positive vibes. India always concentrates on bringing positivity and creating a beautiful collaboration where love is the main point. Loving everybody. Premaiva Sada Jayati is my Guru Shri Anna's words. And he also says, Rakshite Bharate Deshe Rakshitam Sakalam Jagat. Vinashte Bharate Deshe Vinashtam Sakalam Jagat. If India can be protected, it means you're protecting the entire world. If you try to destroy India, you're destroying the whole world. Caution, beware. This was a verse written 50, 60 years back by my Guru, Shri Krishna Premi Swamigal, Shri Anna. So, regarding the Chatushashti Kala, I just took a simple note of what could be the 64 different art forms. Have we ever imagined what the 64 art forms could be? Of course, we all know Gita Vidya. Gita is classical music, is definitely the greatest contribution of Bharat to the world. Sarigama Padani Varasapta Swara Nada Tanumadisham Samavedasaram Sarigama Padani. The seven swaras, they are magical. Throughout, in whatever nation, whatever song anybody sings, it is based on these swaras. And from where do these swaras come? From Samaveda. Samaveda Saram Varam. Incidentally, we have also written this book called Sangeeta Saujanya, explaining the authenticity of how these Saptaswaras shine. Shobhil Saptaswara. How we use our body as an instrument of yoga for bringing that nada, and that is why it's called Nada Yoga. Nabhi It's a beautiful science, not just an art. Music is science and an art. So we have many composers who have beautifully adapted. See how they've used the soft power. They've adapted Western band tunes and given Samskrita Sahityas like Dikshitar. Rama Janardana Ravana Mardana Ramanujagraja Raja Vibho Pamara Mochana Pankaja Lochana Bhakta Jana Priya Palayama Bhumi Janayaka Bhukti Pradayaka Bhusura Palana Bhumi Pate Shamala Vigraha Shanta Guru Guga Sannuta Sri Ramachandra Prabhu Papa ga pa ma re ma ga ma pa da ni sa pa da pa ma da re ga re re. Scottish tunes. Of course, it comes from Samaveda, and we get inspired. See, all this is mutual inspiration, mutual admiration. Where is the question of hatred and discrimination? So, likewise, Vadya, we had 18 Vadyas, Ashtadasha Vadyas, Jajjari, Jallari, Dhavala, Shanka, Panava, Pataka. Likewise, Nritya, so many forms of classical dances, not only Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Kathakali, Kuchipudi, Mohiniyattam, Odissi, so many dances. That is why we always call the Lord or the Goddess as Gita Vadya Vinodini. Sangeeta Vadya Vinodini. It's a beautiful way of a spiritual practice also for those who want to do it spiritually. That is taking it beyond the art form. If we want to have that mukti, that liberation, music is also one of the paths. So then the Natya, Nataka, dramas, of course, textiles, silks, khadi, Indian handlooms, nobody can beat Bharat's textiles. Alekhya's paintings. Again, so many different paintings. Kerala murals, Tanjavur paintings, Gujarati, Rajasthani, different paintings. Of course, the modern art, all of it. And rangolis. Rangoli is Rangavalli. That has become as Rangoli. Rangavalli in Sanskrit means decoration on the ground, columns, the designs. And then Tandula Kusuma with floral decorations, with flowers. Arranging flowers on carpets and creating perfumes. All that is India's, Bharat's contribution. Vasana Angaraka, it is called Angaraka. Vasana Angaraka, manufacturing cosmetics and perfumes. Like that Javvad, Malli from jasmine, from Mulle. Making jewelry, Aparana, so much. Why is Bharat so vibrant, so colorful? Many people, many foreigners, they feel Bharat is full of excitement and enthusiasm. Why do you think it is so vibrant? Because we have all this to make life a celebration. We never have depression. In our Bharatiya civilization, it's always utsavas, utsavas, utsavas. Tomorrow is Independence Day, then we have Gokulashtami Utsava, then we'll have Navratri Utsava, Dashera. Then we'll keep celebrating and celebrating. So always that celebration mode, which maintains our mental well-being, is the basis of that. And then Shaya Rachana, stitching cushions and beds. Udaka Vadya, creating music with water. Udaka Gata Vadya, creating musical sounds from water-filled pots like Jalataranga. You can hear that sound. You can hear it from different water-filled pots. Chitrakala, intricate drawings. Malya Grathana, garland making. Kesha Lavanya, we think all the hairstyles and the beauty parlors are all imported from the West. But no, all that is Bharatiya civilization, hairstyling, riddles, word games, beautifying yourself, memory training techniques, art of conversation, communication, puzzles, tongue twisters, poetry, architecture. Look at the temple gopurams. Such huge gopurams. Can anybody build this today with AI? With artificial intelligence, I give a challenge. Can Srirangam's Rajagopuram or Brigadishwara's or Halebid or Belur's temples be created again? Even Hampi's ruins, can you recreate it? That is such a great legacy. And then making necklaces, comics, mimics, prosody, hide and seek, chaturanga, dice games, magnetic games, jokes, organizing yatras, festivals, wrestling matches. Wrestling matches are Bharat's contribution. You have in Krishna's story where Chamura, Mushtika, Toshalaka, all of them do the wrestling match. Magic. Magic is Bharat's contribution. Indrajala. It is called Indrajala. Word mastery. Mastering the words. Storytelling. Harikatha. Knowledge of herbs. How to use plants. Healing through flowers. Designing machines. Yantras. I can go on and on and on and on like this. Each of it, if you separately take, see, Bharat's contribution to maths. If you take Bharat's contribution to maths alone, you can go on. Not only Aryabhatta's discovery of zero, decimal system, trigonometry, Pascal's triangle, it's called Meru Prastara, Pythagoras theorem, which is called Bodhayana Sutra, Bodhayana's theorem. We've heard that there are some authentic information that it seems Pythagoras or Pythagoras, however you want to name him, he came to India, he came to Bharat and learned all this. Geometry. Likewise, Rasayana Shastra, Rasaranama Shastra, alchemy, what you call as alchemy, chemistry, magnetic lenses. There have been 90 different types of magnetic lens. Surgery. We have heard of Charaka Samhita and Sushruta. People in Australia have this statue for Sushruta. In Bharat, we have to still learn to celebrate our own great innovators and people who have invented such great things. Surgery, rhinoplasty. The capital punishment in those days, Bharat's civilization history, the capital punishment for women was to cut the nose and ears. You know why? Because they knew how to restitch the nose and ears. So rhinoplasty, you have the Shurpanaka's episode also, no? So incidentally, aerospace. We think it is the Wright brothers who found the planes, but we have references to so many aeroplanes at Brihad Vimana Shastra. Brihad Vimana Shastra. See, once all the main Mula Granthas and the main language is destroyed, and you start associating a language with religion to make politics, then what happens? We lose knowledge. We are losers. We have to understand something. Completely disassociate language with politics and religion. You will find a lot of treasures that can make every Bharatiya into a scientist or an artist and can bring the creativity and innovation. Why do you think all of these books were first translated and then burnt? They would have just burnt it, right? All the libraries in India, the last 1,000 years have seen so many invasions. Every time they invade, what will they do first? They will burn down our libraries. Why? Because knowledge is wealth. The wealth that is in rupees or that is in gold coins, you can earn it back. But the knowledge that all these people have found out, in physics, there are so many scientists. And in maths, Brahmagupta, Varaha Mihira, you can go on, Brihatraya, the three of them, Dhanvantri, and all of it. The best part is the Indian cuisine. I always wanted to tell you this before we go on to the Q&A, because we are losing out on something which is the best soft power of Bharat. When I went to the US some years, 10, 15 years back itself, I'm just saying this because even 15 years back, I saw a huge board there which said turmeric latte and $5. Now it is maybe more, $10. Turmeric latte. What is this turmeric latte? And I said, please give me one turmeric latte. Gave them that $5. And finally I found that it was Manjapudi Pada. Haldi milk. Haldi milk is being marketed and packaged and sold so much, and everybody is addicted that we do not know the value of turmeric. Today, if we ask our children to drink manjapudi pal, they'll say, Paya Panchagama, you're all so conservative people. We have progressed so much. We are Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta. You are still boomers. But if you look at US, very, very clever. They have taken our Murungaka drumstick leaves, selling it in dollars as Moringa leaves. All that our children don't like here, if you Google for superfoods, you will find our idlis and dosas there. Superfoods is a term that they have given for healthy foods. And all these are Ayurvedic inspired diets. Ayurveda inspired. What are we doing? Eating their food, dressing like them, thinking like them, and they are thinking like us, they are eating like us, they are practicing like us, they are doing yoga like us. What we should do, they are doing like the whole world do. I'm not saying they should do, they also should do, but we should be the Vishwagurus, right? We don't want anybody else to come and teach us Ayurveda. We have so many foreigners today teaching Ayurveda. We don't give so much importance to Ayurveda. All the plant-based eating trends, millets, ragi, bajra, jowar, chana, the spinach, ashwagandha is sold in every wholesale shop in the West. Ashwagandha for vitality, for children, reproductive systems, strength, so that the baby is a healthy baby, so that you can avoid Down syndromes and all that. Ginger. Soon everything will be patented. Already, most of it is patented by other nations. All of our products, Indian products, are all patented by other nations. But there is a whole list of Indian foods that we need to know, which are antioxidants. Which are, if I say antioxidants, you will all have. But if I say Naval Param, Jambu Palam, Krishna liked, I will say Naval Param, oh, that is all Krishna's Bhagavata story. The whole Dvipa of Asia is called Jambu Dvipa. That Naga Param or Naval Param, it's called Jamun. That violet color, indigo color. It is an antioxidant. Banana, potassium, full of potassium. Black pepper, it is the best treatment for cancer. Black pepper and turmeric, they say that tulsi, black pepper and turmeric is the best treatment for cancer. And of course, we know the story that we were invaded for spices only, no? Vasco da Gama came for pepper and invaded us. He knew the value of black pepper, melagu, fenugreek, what do you say that? Mendium, ghee, our Indian bread, Indian Deshi cows have to be given utmost importance. Soft power lies in Deshi cows with that hump and that long tail and that horns. The Deshi bulls and Deshi cows, their immunity no other nation can boast of. Recently, I heard of one nation, I think Brazil, buying just one cow of India, I think an Ongol cow, for 40 crore rupees. One cow for 40 crore rupees bought by another nation. Why do you think they're buying? India's soft power, Bharat's soft power, we do not know, but other nations know. So, buttermilk, it's if you say probiotic, everybody will drink buttermilk. You have to name it. Why don't we do that at least? So, spices, curries, recipes, all of this can be global favorites of all other nations. We can bring the soft power of Bharat through our food, because sattvic food will only give sattvic thoughts. This body and mind are totally connected. You cannot have a rajo tamo guna body and think sattvically. So the food that goes in also contributes to whatever we feel and whatever we think, the positivity. Today, we have so many people in India talking about mental depression and anxiety problems. Why? Some 10 years back, 20 years back, if we had if we looked at our grandparents, even in 19, my grandmother lived up to 100th year. After the 100th year, she was never in depression. See, whatever happens, that is why you need to be rooted in Bharat's philosophy. Sukha dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jaya. Whatever happens in your life, ups, downs, people will scold us. People will say, oh, you're the best. People say you're the worst. Whatever happens, this is not for my Atma. This is only for the Sharira. I'm growing old. This is only for the Sharira. This is only for the body. The Atma doesn't grow old. This is a beautiful solace. If you lose your near and dear ones, it's just the body that has gone. It's not the Atma. That philosophical rooting, that Indian spiritual practice, disciplining the mind and the body, ideologies, all of this soft power will help us overcome all challenges. Today, if you see, many children don't want to marry. I heard of some term, DINKWAD, if I'm not wrong. Double income, no kids with a dog. That is what yesterday some child from Vijay suggested. This is the concept which we all like. But in our Bharatiya civilizational history, if we see, we have passed on these beautiful things to our children and then our grandchildren, and then every child is a bundle of joy. Every child is a bundle of joy, and every child has the right to Jeevan Mukti. And we have the right to teach the beautiful culture of India, of Bharat to our kids. Why don't we impart? See, who will really want to have a lot of children, and who will like to have this kind of a legacy? Those who know the richness of Bharat's history and culture, you will want to impart it to your next generation. Veda Sampatta, Veda Santati. That is why we say legacy. Where is the question of legacy otherwise? So let us come back to the second part of my topic. So, soft power. What is Bharat's contribution to the rest of the nations through soft power? We have seen ideology, dharma, spirituality, and the related practices like yoga, meditation, etc. Then we saw arts, culture, language, literature, food, cuisine. For just an example, that doesn't mean that these five are just the soft power of India. We can go on and on. Within that itself, I've given you a list of just a sample of the 64 arts and all that. Now, the second part of the question, what should youth do as ambassadors of this legacy? Now, I have already kind of answered this in the final statement. When you need to take forward this legacy, you need to produce and create and impart knowledge. Jijabai, she envisioned a beautiful Bharat where Swaraj, she wanted Swaraj. Her husband also wanted Swaraj. So what did she do? Her child, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaja, was taught Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavata. That is how the Prahlada Charitra story gave him that inspiration of the tiger claws, Narasimha Avatara. So those kind of children will be cultural ambassadors if you are rooted in Indian traditions, Bharatiya tradition. So first thing is get back to our roots. Second thing, apply your skills, whatever you like, whatever art or science or sports, whatever you like, apply it, because the next future generation is for craft. It is for skill, mind you, because anything and everything, AI can give you the answers. Only if you have individuality, you're going to be respected and valued. Otherwise, you are not going to contribute anything. I have AI for everything. I don't need teachers. I don't need parents. I don't need anybody at all. So the skill based innovation is what you need to inculcate in you. Get back to your roots, get back to your skill based innovation refinement, and then you can see. So, like Nalanda and Takshashila, which had 10,000 and 15,000 students and thousands of teachers, if we can bring all this to mainstream education in Bharat, we will have so many Nalandas and Takshashilas because all the youth of today, they are just brilliant. I'll tell you, I have seen a sample of some 600, 700 children in Vijayshri. All of them are just brilliant. You give them anything, they come back so many multiple fold times. So, the first thing, the message to the youth will be first feel proud that you are an Indian. If I go to a Chinese, if I go to a Chinese person settled in America and ask him what is your country, what is your native country, he'll say I belong to China. Even if he has an American citizenship, even people belonging to Africa and other not developed countries, they will say I'm an African. But people in India, you should first know to glorify our own Bharat and know what Bharat has, the potential of our own Mata, our own mother. Can you even stand Bharat being put to shame? Because she's your mother. She's our mother, our first mother. So, first thing is trying to feel proud at least. Feel proud that we belong to. Pundanam says, Manidarkum Kalikum. Bharata Tingal Pirannoru Manidarkum. Bharata Tingal Pirannoru Manidarkum means every person who is born in India, born in Bharat, I do a namaskara. Pundanam said this because India has always welcomed everybody. It has never said go, cha cha tu tu, no. It has always welcomed everybody, embraced everybody, all religions, all castes, all people, different ideas, different. It's like a banyan tree with so many branches. So feel proud to be an Indian. Get back to your roots. Know your past. Know your past to march into future. Know your past so that we can march into the future and have this idea of inclusivity. Include everybody in your journey. Never discriminate. It should be one of love and service, not discriminating on any basis. And then Bharat will always be a superpower as before. Jai Hind. And with these words, I really thank Disha Bharat and My Bharat initiatives for having given this beautiful opportunity during this time of independence. Tomorrow being Independence Day, I wish everybody a very, very, very happy Independence Day and total, pure, blissful independence from all our Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Jai Hind.
So, namaste, ma'am. That was awesome speech. So, we have heard your harikathas, but your lectures on such valuable, insightful topics. So, we are we are moved actually. So, I just want to reinforce what you told. Rule through soft power. Even if you are killing, it should be only for establishing dharma, and Bharat teaches dharma. So that was great messages indeed. And another important thing that I want to take home is dissociate language and religion so that we don't lose out on our immense knowledge. So the thing is, like, we are seeing all the other countries taking away Sanskrit and learning all the Hitler was so fantasied by Sanskrit and the Vimana Shastra found in it. He wanted to make rockets and flights. So he took people from here, the Sanskrit scholars. So we do remember that. So that is a very important message. You mentioned about superfoods. They also say super yoga.
Correct.
India, we do that Topu Karanam before Lord
Correct.
Vignesh. So that they call super yoga to be practiced for good brain memory and thing.
Correct.
So about the Deshi cows, even I did one research. We call it A2 milk. So how much it helps in the memory and good values. In New Zealand, A2 milk is a brand. They have started it 20, 30 years back itself. So now UK has also taken. So they are taking, as you told about Brazil. So they have taken all the Deshi cows, and here they have given all the big cows, which gives milk that may not give you that sattvic values as such. Now you also
Unfortunately.
told about the food, gut health. A lot of research now going into gut microbiota, the gut genomics. Lot of research.
Okay.
They say the genomics of the bacteria that live in the gut, they determine your character. And
Okay.
our Ayurveda has also told the food that you
Yes.
eat, it is
Correct.
makes you. உணவே
Correct.
மருந்து அப்படி சொல்லிட்டு தமிழ்ல. So
Unave man. Correct.
what we eat is what you are. So these food, I say, they form the substrate for these bacteria. So indirectly they determine your character. So the whatever guna we have. So you have nicely brought out all the colors. The time was, yes, of course, very short to bring out all the values from you. So just I have a couple of questions. I already wrote Sanskrit and Tamil, the oldest knowledge. They not only have scientific knowledge, but they also have wisdom. They say there are no equivalent in English for the word dharma. In Tamil, there is one word aram, but in other Western languages, there are no equivalents. If we don't study and celebrate, we may lose it forever. So, again, as youth, what we can do? Because even in many schools, we see students taking German, French, and Spanish as the third language. So, what can we do to nurture Sanskrit available to all the students across the country? Any suggestions, your views, or what youth can do to?
Basically, my guru would say uh, several years back, several centuries back, it was an official language where kings used to communicate also in Sanskrit only. And then, for the sake of easier communication, then other different languages came into. So, if you see, all the communication has been in Sanskrit. Now, as I told you, let us not give it any religious color or political color. If we can just learn it, those who are interested in maths, learn Bijaganitam. Those who are interested in engineering, learn Shulpa Shastram. Those who are interested in creating aircrafts, learn Vimana Shastra. So, for the sake of learning that Mula Grantha, why should we go for translations? For the sake of understanding that authenticity of the Mula Granthas, go by the what you like. So, for example, if I like Sangeeta, the Granthas which are in music, in Sanskrit. Sanskrit treatises in music. So what Tyagaraja Swami was doing, Naradiyam, then the Sangeeta Sampradaya Pradarshini is there. Swararnavam he got, but we don't have Swararnavam today. But we have Chaturdandi Prakashika. We have, so whoever is interested in whatever skill, take that particular grantha. Say, for example, surgery, Charaka Samhita, Susrusha Samhita, Sushruta Samhita. You can take that and probably start decoding it using AI. Today, you have the ample opportunities to learn. You just feed it into AI, you get the answer. So you can start learning your skill and then start correcting AI yourself. You'll come to a particular stage where you have to use the best of the modern world and the we always our Bharatiya civilization is built on progressive and going with the changes. We don't oppose changes. Use AI for Bharatiya civilizational benefits. Learn regional languages. If you're in Andhra, learn Telugu. If you're in Karnataka, learn Kannada. If you're in Tamil Nadu, learn Tamil because Avyar's works, Bharatiyar's works, Kamban's works, Alvar's works, we cannot just imagine losing all of them at all. Learn all of them. So each regional language, learning many languages. Those Swati Tirunal knew 13 languages, including the other foreign languages. So we are always multifaceted. We can learn different languages and we have to because the mind is very capable. For Indians, with the adaptability and the way we learn and with the AI, I think the sky is the limit to learn. So definitely we can put it into AI, get a translation, and start learning Sanskrit with the skill based Sanskrit learning. Instead of starting from A, I, E, you can do a skill based Sanskrit learning, which will interest you.
That was interesting, nice. Skill-based language learning. Yeah,
Correct.
good point to ponder
Skill-based
about.
language learning.
Yes. So, and now there is lot of talk, lot of trying to include about spiritual well-being. All along we have been talking about physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Even WHO has now included spiritual well-being. So we already, and there are a term called salutogenesis, meaning taking from health to positive health towards wellness. So nothing but no country but India can give. That's what I believe. So through our yoga, Ayurveda, and all the herbal remedies that we have, which the world is already trying. You mentioned about US applying thing. Recently, I read the fermented rice that most of Indians we are taking. Germany is applying for patents because it
Oh,
improves the skin health and also it prevents from colonic cancer.
oh
So
my
GA
God.
is
You're
getting
talking
this.
about Pullarsi, is it?
Pa- Pare sore.
Payasoro. Okay, okay, okay. Payas. Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
rice put
Payas.
in water overnight.
That is what we feed for Veda Patashala boys, no?
Yeah, across the country, across even
Payasoro.
South
Across
Asia,
the
there is a
country, we
chronic
had
diet.
only Payasam.
So, even in medicine, like we are teaching again and again about what is disease and from there what are the cure. So we have to high time not only for the medical students, also for all students across from health to wellness, and that focus should start from very young. So, what are the students like the people who are watching? What they can do?
Is that the question from the student? Okay. Spiritual well-being. See, basically, our Bharatiya civilizational uh, granthas, the Shastras, epics, Puranas, it gives a 360-degree wholesome development, not just academics alone, or not just sports alone, or not just skills alone. It always talks about the wholesome building. So, spiritual well being comes from Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga. That is what Bhagavad Gita teaches. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. So, Krishna says if you do your duty properly, for some people, just maintaining their health, physical health, and mental health is okay. That itself is spiritual health. Doing the duty without expecting the rewards. I am doing my service to the society in some form. So that itself is spiritual well-being if they consider themselves without expecting the rewards. That is important in karma yoga. Otherwise, your mind gets disturbed. So this spiritual well-being is through karma yoga. Now, other spiritual well-being is through bhakti, where you just you feel so associated with God, devotion. You think of God as your father, or as your son, or as your friend, as your husband, as your master. That is the spiritual well-being. So both mind and body are very, very connected, as I told you. Spiritual well-being comes from either of these three margas. The third marga is the Jnana Yoga marga, where you just surrender. That itself is spiritual well-being. You just surrender and say everything that happens is His will. That way, mind is free. The physic, see, most of the problems in the body, you know more than me because you're a doctor. The problems in the body are manifestations of stress and tension in the mind, right? That is what you keep saying. So if the mind can be clear and pure, and just surrender and let go with the flow, go with the life as it goes, as it takes you. Just enjoy just as a person watches a game. Don't be a player, be a spectator. That way we surrender and we just enjoy whatever happens.
Thank you, ma'am. Actually, a lot more questions to ask, but we want to have the last question. What is your message for the youth of the country?
Okay, the message for the youth of the country, as I've already said, first, we need to know the roots of our Bharat. So let us try to first understand and explore the stories of unknown kings, great kings, queens, saints, composers. That is our Bharat's history. So let us first read our true history of Bharat. And then, as we read through the past, we can march into the future. And for this, we need to feel proud as an Indian And that feeling comes, it's all associated. That feeling comes only when we learn more and more about our nation. So just instead of concentrating on your physics or chemistry or maths, let us have 15 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day to know something that our beautiful Bharat Mata has given towards the world and how the world is indebted to Bharat Mata for this contribution. So that way, every one of us will become enriched with our Bharat Mata's glory.
That is just
That is,
aligning with Disha Bharat's aim of know yourself, know your nation, and know your culture. So,
yes, wonderful.
yes, ma'am.
Know yourself, know your name. Beautiful, know your country, know your culture. That's it.
Yes.
That's the
So taking pride is the first most important thing, and
correct.
this will create more demand. So ours is the largest market in the world. So I feel we have to first create demand so that AI also gives us more.
Yeah, we are always a Vishwa Guru. We need to just know that we are the Vishwa Guru and equip ourselves with Bharat's glorious different facets. Instead
Great.
of giving it, exporting it everywhere.
Yeah,
First, let us equip ourselves.
so the, I end this session with the Shanti mantra, which is very important. The Sahana Vavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahi. So we will glow together, we will nourish together, we will protect each other, and let there be no disharmony between each of us. So even this one Shanti mantra, there is no religion, no name of God or anything, but it is for the whole world to follow, to grow. So, dear friends, as we stand on the eve of our 78th Swatantra Divas, we conclude this remarkable journey with one powerful message. Let us walk together hand in hand with hearts brimming with a resolve. What is the resolve? To bring back the glory of Bharat and to see our beloved motherland rise as the Vishwaguru once again. May we nurture in our children a spirit of resilience, a deep love for the country, and an unwavering affinity to our Sanskriti so that the very foundation of our nation is strengthened for generations to come. We look forward to welcome you again with more inspiring and invigorating programs in the next edition of the My Bharat National Youth Campaign. Until then, Vande Matram, Jai Hind. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, ma'am.